Guess what? We do have a draft, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1, Vici Gaming versus LGD. We're going to start it off right.
Okay, so let's make some predictions.
Okay.
Grimstroke, Wisp, I would say Axe, but it's already banned. Rubik, Dazzle. Well, no, not this region, actually. Maybe not Dazzle.
You're not going to get all of those right because there's already been one ban and it's not one of the ones you named.
I said Axe.
You said you were going to say Axe, but it's already banned.
Yeah, but
that counts? Okay.
That means the 5 other ones matter.
Okay, the 5 other ones
the
matter. Well, we
matter
can dig it. We can dig it. Axe. A very strong card in Artifact. Also a strong hero in Dota.
Very, very strong. Just the fact that you can play this hero as both a support and as this, like...
I don't like him as a support, though.
I think it probably looked better in the last patch, maybe just due to a lot of these heroes being very strong at like killing him. It's not really so much of like a harassing meta, but just the fact that he can still play as a support. And then I think what he does on the off lane is like not really. There's no hero that can really replicate that. I've tried like Legion Commander, Timber, Centaur, like cutting the wave with the 2 Stout Shields. It really
tried it.
I have because it's like this just seems so strong for just the fact that you can free up your. It's not even about how fast he farms. It's the fact that he's going to farm faster than anybody you put in that lane, and then you free up a support to just do whatever as well.
Totally.
It's like the Enigma pick too. Like people would pick Enigma in the last patch, and then you'd be able to have a roamer in a meta where like roamers weren't strong because you wanted to win those side lanes. You still win the side lane, and you have a roamer so you can win mid as well. And like it's Axe Enigma basically that can do that.
Well, and it's weird too because you think about that. There's some heroes where it's like. There's no other hero that can do what this hero does, like the Bat Rider, for instance. But there's a hero that doesn't end up seeing a ton of play right now because that's not the thing that you need to do in the game. And it feels like this contesting of the lane, securing some farm, and then allowing a support to roam for you is something that's really valuable. And looks like we're 3 out of 3 for your band so far. Digging it. Oh, the PA.
I should have guessed that one. I mean, it's that hero has it's a 5th most picked, has a 71% win rate.
That's insane.
It's like.
Save us, Ice Frog, please.
It's
actually don't. I want to get some more MMR. I'm gonna pick that every time.
I'm actually a big PA player as well.
Are you really?
It's like one of the few carries I can play. Yeah, I'm really excited to go back and play some PA. God knows they're gonna nerf it right after this major qualifier though.
That's true. I'm planning on once we get done tomorrow. I'm coming into the office and I'm just gonna play Dota all night long.
Yeah,
that's my plan.
Maybe I'll join you actually, just so I can get that free PA MMR.
Let's do it. Yummy, yummy.
It's
they did take out the Dazzle.
It's pretty easy. Yeah, I think. Okay, I think that's fair. Like we saw it getting second phase picked yesterday and the day before. More ignored on day 1, but it's like the brew in the other regions where, and hopefully in this region too today, where like people kind of pick it when it gets picked. It feels really strong, so people start second phase banning it, and then when it gets picked in the first phase, it still does really well, so people just start first phase banning it. That's like where the Dazzle has been at. Like we'll see like the Dazzle Magnus, like the cleave with the minus armor. We even saw the Dazzle Elder Titan. The amount of damage that the cores are able to do with those 2 heroes on their team is just insane. This hero provides way too much right now. Just this fact that he does exactly what he did in the previous patch, which is you're basically guaranteed to win whatever lane he's in, and then also you have that 50% cooldown reduction in the bad juju on everybody. It's nuts. He does way too much.
And
another hero that's going to get nerfed.
Yeah, this guy is quite strong. It's sad to me because I really liked the old Sand King where you could just sort of bully people in lane and, you know, the stun was amazing. Sure. But now they're brought in this new element to it, and it feels a little bit different but still sort of similar.
It's like the old Broodmother, kind of. You just walk up with the invis and play with right clicks and maybe go for some denies. I don't know. That fact that he's just so hard to like get on top of and deal with in the laning phase. Outside of it too, like he can use that ability to split push really easily as well.
Okay.
Fights as well.
And the mag.
Shaman Mag, a classic.
Okay. I kind of like LGD's opener more than the Shadow Shaman Mag because PA is taken out. Obviously, there are other melee cores that you can go for. We've seen the anti-mage at times.
Yeah.
Jug obviously is really strong also. But this Sand King, you know, sort of the element of him that made him strong in the last patch hasn't been changed a ton. Still, like, hide in the trees, epicenter, burrow strike, catch somebody off guard.
Yep.
That's still there. But then he also has this laning component to
him.
Yeah,
he's basically, like, the same hero except better now.
Yeah.
Like, the Sandstorm was... honestly kind of useless as like an offlane Sand King. We used to see people use it to like jungle, but
that's if you hit a certain bracket. It's useful if you're in my bracket, man.
Sure.
You just sit
I
there.
mean, people in my bracket don't buy detection either, so I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's just the fact that like these ground targeted stuns and silences and stuff used to deal with him, and now it's like a broodmother web. Like the guy's just walking around invis, like going in and out of invis, and like you put a sentry down, you've just wasted a sentry. Like this guy can just use this ability anywhere. Like he's not locked into anything, and the cooldown's so low that like in one fight he can use it a couple of times if it drags out for a really long time.
Yeah,
I would say that Lich is probably like a really strong pick right now for them, but looking at LGD's previous picks, they don't like favor the Lich extremely highly.
And that's the thing that they go for. This is setting up to be a very fast, very mobile core lineup coming out from LGD. The FY Nature's Prophet is what we saw yesterday. I'd expect to see that again.
Sure. Yeah, I think looking at like their previous matches, he's the one who plays that. Even if there's like a Rubik, he'll play the Nature's Prophet. That's the thing is like, you know, when we like watch games, it's a little different. Like we see FY do all these like insane things with the Rubik, but so we give him like a lot of praise. But behind the scenes, like he might not be praising himself that much for it, I guess. Like he just thinks he's playing like some regular Rubik, and that he'd just prefer to play the Nature's Prophet because he's the Nature's Prophet player, and he just thinks like I've seen that a lot where like you're on a team and somebody gets really praised for something, and there's a certain player on the team that's like getting praised for like an Earth Spirit, something like that, and they just really think like, you know, if you want to play the Earth Spirit because there's a better hero for me, I'll take that. Like they're just basically they're within like their team mentality. Like
What's that? Isn't that called the Dunning-Kruger effect or something? The one where like if you're really competent at something, you feel like you're not, and then everybody else.
I think the Dunning-Kruger effect is the opposite of that, where it's like your own incompetence at something.
Got it. That's what it is.
Doesn't let you know how incompetent you are. That's basically like the definition of every single Dota player ever. It's like you don't know why people are doing things, so you just think you're doing everything right until you realize that you're doing something wrong.
Okay.
I said that in one of my videos. I was like, you don't know what you don't know, and people were like, that's so obvious. It's like, is it?
Is it really?
Is it really that obvious?
It's an effect. We have to talk about the effect.
It is, but yeah, I get what you mean, like the opposite of that, where you're just when you're on a team like
imposter syndrome. That's what.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, maybe something like that where you just
or maybe
like
he just wants to play Nature's Prophet. That's the other thing too.
I think it's also just like when you're on a team, you're kind of just like focused entirely on those 4 people or whoever's in like that immediate bubble. Like the team mentality, you don't really pay attention to like all of these like external things. At least if the team is like a good team, that's usually how it is. People don't pay that much attention to the other stuff because you have to be so focused.
Right.
You know?
Gotta say, I love your shirt today.
Thank you. This is my Ness outfit.
You look like Bumblebee.
Okay.
Because like right
Bumblebee
here,
or Bumblebee is like
either one.
Okay.
Yeah. Because right here, it just looks like sort of pale yellow and black. But when I look on the preview monitor, it really sparkles on camera.
It does look yellow on that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really yellow.
It's orange.
It's different. Is it
a
orange?
good choice.
I can't tell.
It is.
Yeah, it's fancy.
I didn't wear the shorts today because I realized that the camera could see up them a lot of the time.
Look at this! We got the ET back again. I'm so happy.
That's great with the cleave. We've done a lot of testing in practice lobbies with these cleave heroes, and ET and Dazzle seem to be like the two best heroes that you can pick with cleave lineups. Like if you hit an RP and then Elder Time walks on top, the cleave is going to do much more damage than it used to do before.
And this is the lane that we saw. Wait, was it the lane that we saw?
Yeah,
no, we did off-lane Rubik.
Well, the heroes are the same. It's Venge, Nature's Prophet. So it's funny that newbie young game, like even though it was Stomp and LGD was screwing around, like they actually used it to practice this.
Well, the big difference was that they had off-lane Rubik instead of a Sand King. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather have Sand King in the off-lane than Rubik.
Yeah. Well,
maybe not. Maybe they would.
That's actually, I think the hero's good enough that I think Sand King's really good too, though. So they're both very good heroes. But yeah. You probably want the Sand King. The Rubik can't do like the tanky frontliner offlane stuff that you want them to do. Venge is actually like one of the highest win rate heroes in this patch. She got some nice. It appears that she got some nice buffs in the previous patch, but just not seeing a lot of play in like pubs and competitive.
Yeah, I think that people got used to the wave of Terror build where you just spam that repeatedly onto a carry player.
Yeah.
And now you sort of have to reevaluate. How do you play this hero in the new patch? What's her role? The best place for it? Terrorblade, taken by Vici Gaming. So some nice accentuation of the Terrorblade farm with the Magnus and power, and then of course just being able to amp up that damage, because Metamorphosis gives you base damage.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. So
the thing with this combo is like if you especially with the Shadow Shaman, if you ever lose a team fight, which with the Magnus Elder Titan,
you might.
You might. This Terrorblade is going to take your entire base in a fraction of a second. Like he's just 300 plus 250 damage with the Empower. It's actually ridiculous.
Okay.
But with that being said, you have to win a fight. I'm actually favoring Vici Gaming's draft. I really like the synergy between their heroes. I think they have really good fighting. I think when you pick the Terrorblade, you leave yourself open to like a Zeus Tinker,
right,
or a Drow Ranger.
Ooh, who's gonna take whose base faster?
Probably Vici Gaming.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
I mean, I like LGD because I think they're the best team in China.
Right.
Top 3 teams in the world, but I really don't like their draft as much as I like Vici Gaming's draft. I don't know where Drow Ranger fits into lineups these days. Like I'd liked when we saw it picked as like a fighting hero.
Right.
Similar to the PA, similar to how a lot of carries are played right now. You just get all the Wraith Bands, run around, fight with that bonus damage that you get, basically like pseudo Monkey King Bar damage from the marksmanship.
Well, I think that we need to stop thinking about Drow Ranger as, and this is something I think that you said when we saw that game, we need to stop thinking about Drow Ranger as the old school amp up the rest of your team.
Yeah.
It's like you want to pick her to do either like okay in the lane and then start like running around making space happen, because I wonder if maybe it's like as a result of the Magnus being picked and you want to try and bully him in lane with Frost Arrows. That's the only thing I can think of.
Sure. I mean, definitely. It still seems like Drow's laning isn't that effective. The only time when we saw it win the lane was when I think they were against like an Axe plus Rubik, something like that, and the Axe and the whoever the laning partner was, like they were running into them at really low HP and diving them under tower when they hadn't like acquired any sort of lead or anything like that.
Yeah,
like, it was some kind of bad plays, to be totally frank, and I do think Drow is like should still lose the laning phase. Like what she's just the same, right? But she gets attack speed now until she gets that marksmanship up.
Well, I think that the big and actually this is where I like it
a lot more. That's a good hero
to
get it with attack speed. Yeah, this is definitely good. They have decent like peel for the Outworld Devourer too. Like the Sand King just being able to, it's like a League of Legends term, but the Sand King just being able to like.
Everybody's starting to say it more often now. I don't know what it means still.
Basically it's like if people go on the OD, like the Sand King can just like stun in and make space and like get people off the OD and just give him space to hit. It's like people you would always want like some Tidehunter or Sand King, something like that with the Terrorblade, because the Terrorblade really has no like disables but does so much damage that you would want like some sort of peel. Reach is another one. I know Kyle likes to use that one. Basically that's like blink not long cooldown initiation. It's like reach. But basically with OD, if you can get any stunner, any hero that's going to enable him to just get hits in, like you're gonna be solid, I think. At least with the old OD. With the new OD, I'm not sure. I have been seeing this hero get picked up a lot more, and I think teams are kind of figuring out the win rate also went up on Dota buff, so it looks like people have.
The joke is Tomato.
Yeah, basically they listen to Tomato. The joke was like Odie's the lowest win rate hero in Dota and Artifact.
Oh no.
This is a low win rate hero, actually, speaking of which.
Yeah.
29% win rate. Ori, though, is a player who we've seen have great success on this hero.
Yeah, I think that he's stepped up his game a lot since last year. There are games where he would stand out and just look amazing. There are others where he would kind of be the weak link in an otherwise very strong team. And he's definitely been that standout player so far this season. At least that's what I've been feeling. I don't know. I wonder how much stronger LGD is on a new patch than a Vici Gaming. That's what I wonder.
They seem to be experimenting a lot more with these new heroes. That's for sure. These Magnus, Shadow Shaman, even a bit of Elder Titan. Like these heroes were strong in the previous patch, but then again, a lot of the time on a new patch, people actually like overcompensate for the fact that heroes have been buffed, nerfed, and sometimes the old meta is just as strong. I like how the OD works with the Drow Ranger. I think this is the first time where I've seen the new Drow Ranger and actually thought that it's better with the mid hero than it was before.
Do you want to explain why? Just for all the viewers out there that are noobs.
Just because like before you would get raw damage from the Drow Ranger, so you'd want to get it on some hero that, I don't know, some Dragon Knight, some like TA who would really benefit from that raw damage, just like absolutely melt people. But OD, like, he gets all of his damage from the Arcane Orb, which is just a attack modifier, so getting that raw damage didn't really do much because it would be so trumped by the Arcane Orb. But now with the attack speed, you're hitting that Arcane Orb a lot more. Like, it actually benefits the OD for the first time in history. We have an OD Drow, and it's really benefiting this OD in terms of his damage.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first game in a best-of-3 about to get underway here in the Chongqing Major Qualifiers, LGD versus Vici Gaming. Let's hop right into it. And we're at the pause. All right. Fade, gonna get the tip, and then FY, gonna take one in turn.
You see what I mean? Like, these teams, the tipping meta has really progressed.
Oh, that's
the past couple of days. The thing is, new patch comes out, tips get changed. You know, there's new Dota Plus sets and stuff you have to buy, so you're not gonna have money for tips. And you really have to consider, like, the economy behind all of this. We can even see during the pause, LGD is still investing into those tips onto the Magnus.
You know what's funny? I was gonna like take a little comedy moment there and try and like mute somebody who is like, you know, a toxic person. None of these people are toxic. They're all fairly nice people.
Yeah, this isn't North American Dota.
I know.
Every time I make videos of like pro games, I'll always press the scoreboard maybe once or twice, and I'll always get comments on how like I have like 7 people muted, and
it's really great.
Nothing against the guys that I have muted. It's just there's some North Americans that are so mutable. I mean, I'd mute myself if I got me in a pub.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's like this guy won't stop talking about how Pudge is an offlaner and underrated.
Just instant mute as soon as you get in the jam. Look at this. FY, he's doing the dances around Ame right now.
You know, we talked about taunts.
Look at this. This is like the guy at the club, like, man, look at me. I'm so cool. Hanging out. Drow's having none of it.
He's really trying to impress this girl at the club.
She is not interested.
Come on, man. Take the hint. She's not interested. Right. He's walking away now.
I've had enough.
He's going back to the bar.
I need to make sure that I did not have this thing. Oh God, it happens to me every time. North American, they have their edge pan on, and I do no edge pan when I'm spectating.
It's people that do no edge pan in general.
The battle begins.
Just use the camera grip. Have you seen Arteezy's camera movement? The guy just always uses the camera grip. Ooh,
yeah.
These body blocks.
This is FY. Oh, do the dance on him. DY. Where are you at, man? Where are you at? The body block wouldn't work.
My
He's giving
God.
the punch. The tree and took it. Oh, and he takes the bounty rune.
What?
That was sick. Oh, my God. He just got worked.
How do you even lane here after that?
Well, he has a Blightstone and 473 gold on top of it. Man, they are going to pop the Metamorphosis, though. So Paparazzi up in the top lane. It looks like Yang is going to be down bottom as they TP up another one. So full tri-lane right now, it looks like, versus tri-lane.
Yeah, hard to tri-lane after that first blood, but with the meta, they'll be pretty strong for now. When the meta's down, it's going to be a little rough, I think. Venge and Nature's Prophet, 2 heroes that are perfectly comfortable in a tri-lane. Maybe not so much Drow. Doesn't really add much other than right clicks, but Nature's Prophet with the trees does a lot of harass, and Venge is just a stunning hero. You know, any stunner is going to be good in a tri-lane.
Yeah, -3 armor from that one. They've got -2 from the Blightstone, and then a bunch of attack speed. Maybe something to watch for in this lane.
Yeah, I think eventually with the stun pickup, they'll start to be able to get kills. But for now, yeah, they just want to try to get as many Wave of Terrors as they can on as many heroes as possible. Just play the harass game for now. Now that the meta's out, though, they can definitely maybe fight. Only thing is the Elder Titan, another strong hero for a tri-lane. Gets so much damage from all those heroes.
And also gets the armor now, so maybe a little bit of an answer from the get-go. Other lanes, Ori versus the maybe Outworld Devourer. We'll see how this one plays out. Any big worries in either that lane or the lane down bottom?
I don't think so. I think mid there might be like a kill or two, especially with the rotation. But bot lane's going to be a complete wash.
Okay.
Magnus just skewers out the wave, shockwaves out the wave, and Sand King just destroys melee, regular melee heroes, so they just farm.
Maybe gonna take that one and salve up afterwards.
Yeah, Very, very even lanes, actually, for the most part, other than this Drow kind of suffering.
Yeah, she missed a couple of the CS underneath the tower. Obviously, sometimes can be a little bit tough to get your...
Although, actually, looking at this, the Venge has been getting a couple of these last hits.
Okay, yeah.
They're just trying to not get denied. Sandking's getting crushed in the bot lane. What the hell? He's getting worked.
Yeah. No points right now in the Caustic either against the melee laner.
Yeah, that's... Yang is certainly punishing that. It's a hard call to make, like whether or not you can win with the...
Although he's going to have a double wave here, so that's probably part of it as well. So that should help him at least a little bit. Hopefully. Oh, skewer out of the sandstorm. That's what's been going on here with Yang, and has to burrow strike to try and live, but he's maybe dead. No, he doesn't have any more mana. But he has to bring out something, and the Courier's going top right now. Chalice in no man's land for a while.
It's a hard life for him. I'd like to see how he recovers from this, actually, just from an offlane perspective, you know. This happens sometimes, and it's like, Courier goes out to, okay, so the Courier's going to mid, so he still doesn't put anything on it. He's just trying to get XP. He's going to walk back. Is that the play? In a solo lane, though? That seems...
Very tough.
Really rough, yeah.
He did get the wave from that one, or the experience from that one wave, so Yang is going to have a free wave to himself there.
If I'm Chalice in this game, what I do is I come back, accept the loss, just cut the wave. Like, you don't even have to lane here. You're against a Magnus. What is he going to do to you if you cut the wave? Just cut the wave, get double the farm. Like, he has a Sandstorm. He can just farm both the jungle and the wave at the exact same time. He'll farm ultra fast. He probably should have started doing that too, actually, now that I think about it, just with the Sandstorm. Very similar to how Axis played.
Oh, another Metamorphosis. Ame able to walk away, though, and still lives through it, although there was a lot of harassment there. Looks like Sand King did decide to come back. Missed only about a wave or so, and is going to pick up this one as well.
I think you push a couple of waves and try to get behind the tower as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, again, up top, Venge has that point in the stun that we were talking about, but not the easiest thing in the world to move into position. It looks like Nature's Prophet thinking about TPing behind enemy lines and seeing if they can make a go here on the paparazzi, but it's dangerous. They summon the trees, looking for that stun, the slowdown as well.
He does
Throw it
have
out.
meta.
Good bit of punches. They have the Hex as well, trying to kill off Ame first, but it's not going to happen. The sleep is there, and Ame, controlled by the rest of Vici, will die as well. But they got the TB first. Now maybe more. Throws out a secondary stun. A lot of creeps and a lot of damage onto this hero, but they move back in. They find a kill. DY able to saunter away, happy as a clam.
I'm glad LGD is able to make like the calculation that even though this guy has a Metamorphosis, he's still a really weak hero, and not to be intimidated by that Metamorph. Like we talked about it yesterday. One of the things about this hero is that the Metamorphosis actually do all that much damage in the early levels, and he's got a very low HP pool, so you can just run at him, but the only issue is you have to commit. Like if you don't do the calculations and you don't commit to him, you run away from the TB, he'll just kill you.
Ooh, Ori is going to be just a few experience short of a Laguna Blade, and they're going for a big wraparound here, trying to find the kill onto him. The banishment is there. They're TPing in the Shadow Shaman, and, well, now they try and turn this back around, but they already have the stun coming from X-Nova, and it looks like maybe able to live through it as they walk away yet again.
Nature's Prophet actually one of the best heroes against Lina in the mid lane, just because she's so damn squishy, and if you TP on her and use the trees, she has to stun the trees to get out for the most part, and if you're using the stun to get out of the trees, then you don't have the stun to like protect you, and she's just a squishy, low armor hero at that point, so she's gonna die.
And we did see the 4 bounty runes a couple of minutes ago go to all of Vici Gaming, but after that rotation mid, things looking a little bit better, as it looks like also going to bring around the Nature's Prophet in this bottom lane. Yang is level 6 though.
Whoever it was, like FY or Venge on that gank mid, they got a ward down as well, so that's going to protect their OD, and then moving towards the top lane, like they're going to place another ward as well, and potentially Mag's a little out of position, but he's so tanky.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to find this. As
the
keeps
trees.
alive Chalice. FY. Able to make sure that Chalice doesn't go down there.
That's pretty nice, just because that's going to give Chalice a few ways of experience to himself.
Oh, nicely done here by DY, but the Sprout, can they get in range here? They do have the stun, throws it out. Oh, gets away.
Old Venge gets that stun.
That's right.
Goddamn. I really like the support movements from LGD. Just the fact that they're combining different things together, like getting the ward down mid lane and then also ganking and then moving towards the bot lane off of that mid lane rotation and using those trees. Like, combining these things in the early game is what makes what separates good supports from bad supports. Like, just getting wards down isn't enough.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yang spots Chalice, and yeah, they've got your eyes on you, buddy. This is a dead Sand King.
I tried to juke.
What did you expect?
A big stack over to the side here being pulled in by the LGD supports.
Look at this. How are these guys like doing so much with the rotations? And there's this huge stack here. I guess this is probably Vici that stacked
Yeah, I
this.
think for DY that was the plan.
But still, you know, pulling through to that stack is punishes Vici for sure. They lose a lot of those last hits, and the wave pushes in as well.
So we hit the 8-minute mark. Let's take a look at the net worth. So far, so good for Vici. They're leading the way as battle ensues, and FY going to try and TP away. There's nothing to break it. Can they get out? Yes, he is going to die.
Lina has an invis rune coming top too. Just convenient rune timing right at the top lane. Oh, she's going to take the stack. Okay, that's also that's definitely a good play.
Did they find another?
Oh.
LGD just end up losing yet another hero.
It's so convenient to get like a do shit rune in the same location that there's the tri lane versus tri lane.
Yeah.
If that happens bot, like you don't get anything from that.
Yeah, I mean
he didn't even use it. Yeah,
he gets to save it for next time.
Yeah, he's saving it. Gonna take the stack too.
Mid lane though, they're rotating, coming to try and stop the pressure from FY and OD. So far, it's Vici Gaming off to a hot start. Instead of the sports doing a good amount for LGD, it's looking like the lanes have just been won by Vici.
Yeah, the Vici cores are doing a lot. Like Magnus in the bot lane, completely dominating the Sand King. Lina heading top, taking that full stack. Just super efficient play. And all throughout this whole time, TerrorBlade is actually the most farmed hero, because they're doing a good job protecting him. That's the thing, is that sure, LGD are rotating, and they're doing very efficient rotations as well, but the support sitting top with the TerrorBlade means that he's free farming.
Yeah.
And the other lanes are winning anyway, so you don't need to rotate to those lanes because they're winning.
Oh, there we'll catch the Shadow Shaman up here. At a small solace.
I don't think they care.
Nova says, that's mine. Get away.
This is just one of those issues of playing that area now. It's very dangerous. You've very little to protect you from ganks. The moment you see them, they're on top of you.
Stun. The ET is there to try and interrupt if they need to. God, Ame took a lot of damage to magic.
Damage.
What's the ET? Oh, he doesn't have the aura yet even. Wow, okay. Now they find FY. Chalice trying to interrupt this. Gets the stun onto Lina, but not onto Fade. They can turn this around if they want to. So LGD have to back out, and now Nature's Prophet's caught. A good save there. Away from the sleep. LGD still moves closer. They pull FY a little closer as well with the skewer and find the kill. FY goes down. Chalice forced to back out also. They've got the Hex. LGD are just feeding in the mid lane here. They are maybe going to lose yet another.
I feel like Chalice needs some me time. Like he's not strong in this game. He needs some items. Like he's basically just as farmed as his Nature's Prophet. The Shadow Shaman almost has as much gold as Chalice, and yeah, he's like he's playing in the mid lane. I think the issue is like you don't want to sack that tower, but is it really worth losing that many kills just to defend the tower? Like you're going to a lane with a disadvantage. Like you know that you're not strong enough to fight there. You're just trading your life for.
Just I mean, look at the levels right now. The Yang Magnus is level 9 and he has just completely taken over this game along with everybody, and you've got these Venge and Nature's Prophet just haven't really been able to get much. Like Drow Ranger 2 just hitting level 6.
This bot lane is a serious problem. The fact that Magnus is the same level as the mid Outworld Devourer is a huge issue. He is going to be a huge problem. He doesn't even have his Blink Dagger yet, but any core that has this much of a lead is going to be effective, especially with these like this Bracer build that everybody's doing. You're just going to run around and be very effective regardless of like being a hero that traditionally wouldn't be running around and doing that at this point. It doesn't matter. With this amount of gold lead, anybody can do that. Any hero, I should say, not anybody.
Okay. Well,
get the mid tower. That's pretty nice.
And the rotation coming right now from Vici Gaming as well. As they are, down bottom. Skewer pulls back in one. It's on to Chalice. Going to go for the epicenter play. X-Nova throws out the stun. This is a huge kill if they can get it, but can they get it? RPTP. Swap. Oh, they did it. Okay. Saving a life. He has another Burrow Strike. They might be able to bring him down. Huge play there from X-Nova. Make sure they get the kill.
Hey, you know, I was just talking up Magnus, and That's a pretty pretty good kill to take him out. Lots of gold. Remember, with the new experience change, if you you have to kill the hero that's like super far ahead in experience. You can't just kill the support. So killing the Magnus, despite the bracers, is like super effective in terms of the experience that they get back, as you can see from the graph.
I mean, losing this FY hero here, actually, he's just going to walk away. See you later.
So those bracers, man. The bracers and the raindrop. These are just really like stat-efficient items at this point in the game. Actually has a full urn, too.
Nice.
I'm not a huge fan of new urn, just because, not like knocking the fact that FY got it. I think as a damage item, it's a lot better. But just the fact that, number one, it does less healing than it used to. And then number two, like, it doesn't scale with your strength. So if you use it to heal your team, it heals for like a flat amount of health regeneration. I think it gives you like, what, 175 health or 225, something like that. But in any case, like, it used to, a raw urn used to be very effective in the late game, just because you'd have these like big tanky strength heroes, and it would scale with their strength.
One thing to keep in mind is this OD is slowly and steadily building up the attack speed, has 4 points in the Arcane Orb, and it's going to become a problem as this game goes on. X-Nova, swap available, as well as the stun, but there's 4 heroes grouped together in this mid lane. Ori, the one that they might run into first as they get down a deep ward. They don't realize that they're here. This is a Vici baiting this out pretty well. They run into maybe. He needs to get the hell out of here, and it looks like they'll take down the ward, and PSG.LGD gets out.
Really good call from both teams there. Just like understanding that the rotation is happening, sitting in the trees with Ori. He was going to break the smoke instantly if they ran to the mid lane, tried to kill the heroes that were showing, and then also like maybe understanding, or LGD understanding that it was a very dangerous situation that they were in getting out. Like, reading that was super effective. I think Vici against like a weaker team there, they get a lot from that bait.
Meanwhile, up here top, maybe uses the imprisonment, and
the imprisonment looks like cold feet to me. Every time I see that, I think he's got cold feet on him from ancient. It's like, where's the ancient apparition?
No, the equilibrium.
Or the equilibrium. Yeah. It's not. That's not like a cosmetic, right? That's just what it looks like.
Yeah, it's just what it looks like.
Doesn't it look the little spinny thing?
Looks like an arcane rune that's not textured properly.
It does. Or like a what's the currency in Ocarina of Time? Rupees. It looks like a rupee.
Yeah. I could see it. I'm with you. Picking up what you're putting down.
This guy's been like running through some bushes, that's for sure.
Chopping them up.
He has.
God, every time I see a Lena spell get thrown out from the darkness, if you're not expecting it, it's like, oh God, am I dead? But no, he was not. Ooh, paparazzi. Hello.
What happened? We didn't even see that. Like,
neither did LGD.
That was so subtle that nobody noticed. Goodness.
I'm sure Twitch chat noticed it. Like, the minimap, what are you doing?
Maybe, yeah. The early Roshas coming out from these teams, it's been super game-winning, actually.
Yang RP catches him back.
Oh, that's a huge hero to get.
And if they will get him, indeed, it is OD going down. They expect that there's a ward there. Little they know, it's actually up here. Really good placement.
Such a nice ward. If you can break those trees down.
Yeah,
he's trying to find it. Like God, that is absolutely the hero to get. Did that ward really give vision all that way, or was that just?
He must have seen him walking back that direction.
Yeah, that was just such a nice RP.
Chalice or Yang, excuse me, has had a hell of a game. Chalice, not so much.
No.
Sorry, buddy.
Yang did the dirty on Chalice, man. He's having a rough one. Yeah, that's just something really nice, like to have a Magnus that trusts his own judgment.
I mean, he's feeling good after how well he did on the laning stage and stuff, and I think that momentum can matter a lot too if you're feeling yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we have like Paparazzi and Ori are the two most farmed, but I think MVP this game so far is definitely Magnus. Like, he should not dumpster a Sand King that hard. It just completely destroys your game plan if your Sand King is just basically a support in a solo lane. Like, you've tri-lane versus tri-lane and your solo lane still loses.
Is it just because of the skill build and like Yang skewered him out of the Sandstorm every time? Like, that's the only thing I can think of.
I don't think he had skewer until level 4. I think he was just straight up like outplaying him with the CSing.
Okay.
And I think he was also just shockwaving to get like 2 to 3 last hits. Like, he was preemptively like getting the creeps low and then using the shockwave also to harass the Sand King. He was just doing a really good job with the little tiny lane mechanics when it comes to harassing in this game.
Yeah. Well, Drow is starting to become a little bit more of a hero, is 3rd in net worth now after kind of rough stage for a while there. And this is the strength of, getting that level 6 and now being up to level 11. Soon to be another point marksmanship. Start taking out Ancients, creeps all over the map, and start to feel a little bit better.
Yeah, she'll farm, but...
Xnova goes down there. Takes off the illusion afterwards.
Look how much damage this Terrorblade does with the power.
He has a DD in his bottle, too.
Oh my god. They're actually going to just go high ground, I think.
Thinking about it.
What is there to defend? Sand King doesn't have a Blink Dagger, right?
No, he does.
Oh, he does have a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
But in any case, like, what is to follow up to Sand King?
There's not a whole heck of a lot, and they're going to have to pop the glyph and come up with some answers very quickly. Maybe does not really have it. The RP pulls back only 1, though. He didn't catch the RP, but they still find the sleep onto 2. And he has to buy back immediately to try and take this fight. They're trying to kill off these wards, but this is not really looking like it's a winning possibility as the Burrow Strike comes through onto 2, trying to take down Paparazzi. They take him down, and that's only the Aegis, though, and now OD is dead. He has buyback as well. Ame trying to lay into Yang, trying to lay into DY, see if they can find any more kills.
That's a dieback on Sand King.
And it's looking like Vici just take them all down again.
Jesus, what a call to make to just go high ground right there. It's like 18 minutes into the game. I mean, with the DD, it's easy, but high grounding is still so hard. You'd think like, okay, even with the Aegis, maybe they want some sort of pick-off, something to make sure that they don't just get burrowed and then OD comes in and kills them all. But the way that they're positioning with that high ground push was really nice. Nobody was out of position. It was just a Terrorblade that was hitting. And
I'm starting to get flashbacks to last patch when Terrorblade just beats everybody. Is that what we're going to right now? I don't know.
Maybe, man. It's what do they even nerf about him?
Yeah, his Sunder has mana costs now.
Yeah, but it
can no longer pierce spell immunity.
Okay. That's not that big of a deal. I mean, I guess the fact that if you BK, that is a pretty big deal, actually.
The mana cost is increased on Conjure Image. Reflection slows down. That was the last patch.
These are like before the last patch, though. So.
Yeah. Probably the Sunder mana piercing spell.
That's pretty big. That's a pretty big deal. I mean, at this point in the game, though, it doesn't matter for sure.
Yeah. They don't have BKBs, I don't think.
No.
Trying to build towards
Not yet. They will eventually, but even still, there's like a support in the area, or your own team, or an illusion. You could still use that Sunder.
And we did see that, with the ulti, Sandy's Eclipse coming out, he was able to kill off that TB. Because the other thing is that OD no longer does bonus damage to illusions either with the Arcane Orb.
Yeah.
But it does do the splash damage.
I think it's not super necessary for that bonus damage, just because any sort of pure damage will do a lot more to illusions just by being pure. Like if he's doing 200 damage a hit to illusions that take 350% damage, he's going to do nearly 1,000 damage, if not more. I'm not doing that math in my head, but he's doing a lot of damage. It's AoE too, so he's going to clear them. It's pretty.
The OD definitely feels like kind of weak right now because you're going these null tallies. There's already a hero that needed like a Blink Dagger or a Hurricane Pike to get into position and start like ramping up damage.
Yeah.
And now you don't have that much more either.
Yeah.
What was that Sunder used?
Definitely like an little awkward build for at least how OD wanted to play in the previous patch. I guess when you have your own little disable, maybe it's a little less necessary. Like you have the what's it called, equilibrium.
Yeah.
Slow, so it is a lot easier to get hits off, but getting into position is definitely a bit of an issue. Sand King to get into position, I suppose. Oh, that's
goodbye, Drow.
That's the high ground too.
Oh man,
that was nice.
Damn, easy as pie.
Has fallen.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like it just feels like Vici keep on getting these pickoffs time and time again, and it's the warding that's setting it up. This is not an uncommon ward spot, but they get it and manage to find not 1 but 2 kills here, and this one on a Nature's Prophet who is becoming more and more of a core.
I actually love that teams are warding their own side of the map. Just now that there are these jungle high grounds, I think it's a lot. And also the fact that games snowball pretty hard now. I think it's just a lot more likely that the enemy team, when they're losing, they're going to play on your side of the map and feel a lot more comfortable doing that. I see that in a lot of games. I watched Lyrical play anti-mage and basically solo carry a game by playing on the enemy side of the map. Like his team was just getting destroyed and he was playing in the enemy jungle, which you wouldn't think is the thing, but it is when you're losing so hard that you have to go there. And if you can get a key pickoff like that on a Drought Ranger or something, just because you're warding your own side, because you feel strong enough that you don't need wards on their side, then
Oh,
super effective.
Paparazzi got rooted. He had to pop his Mantis style because of that, and now caught under control. BKB tries to turn around, fight this. The BKB comes out now as well from Maybe, but the rest of Vici is here. With the BKB wearing off, maybe they can make something else happen. Paparazzi might kill him off beforehand. Isn't even able to get an Astral off, and looks like now with 2 more caught, LGD are going to lose absolutely everybody. They already GG'd and left the freaking game.
Man, what's going on? FY called GG too, and he immediately left.
Yeah.
Was he drafting? Was he the, is that FY the drafter?
No, maybe. Yeah, FY was the drafter in that game.
Oh man.
He's like, gotta go back to the lab, guys.
I've seen that before.
Really?
I've seen that before.
What does it signal to you? Tell me.
What does it signal to me? This is from my personal experience and, you know, playing NA Dota and stuff, but what that signals to me, if that's a North American captain, it's, okay, you idiots couldn't play my draft. That's why we got stomped in this game. Like calling the GG and then leaving. I'm not saying FY is like that. All I'm saying is from my experience, the GG during a fight that's not even in your base, and the game still could have been won from there. Like,
right.
It's like, okay, there's no point in even playing this. You guys can't play my draft. I'll just pick you something easier, sort of thing. And I'm not saying that I have absolutely no idea, purely conjecture, but just saying I have seen that before, and I know what that means if it's North America.
All right, well, we'll see if North America is similar to China or not as we get ready to hop into this game number 2 after a very quick game number 1. It was looking already rough at 18 minutes, and we ended at 22. Stay tuned, more from Vici versus LGD right after this.